Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Every so often in medicine, something comes along that is truly revolutionary.
Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, former orthopedic surgeon, now National Medical Director at QC Kinetics.
I believe this is one of those things.
Dr. Scheinkup is talking about regenerative medicine, something he's practiced, researched, and written about for nearly 2 decades.
The old ways of dealing with joint pain, such as steroids and surgery, are no longer the best ways.
If you have pain from arthritis or injury, you owe it to yourself to learn more about this exciting option, using your own body's natural power to get lasting relief. And there's no better place to learn than QC Kinetics.
There is no one in this country today with more clinics, more satisfied patients, more advanced protocols, or more experience in using this exciting option to deliver life-changing results.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
Some say JTA is rolling the dice on a project to shuttle you around in an autonomous vehicle.
If it works, it'll be a great success.
But behind the fancy renderings, we uncovered big warning signs in this risky game.
I think this project is frankly a nightmare.
I'm Action News Jack's Emily Turner, exposing missed deadlines and overspending, putting millions of your tax dollars in jeopardy.
We raise taxes on people in Jacksonville for this thing.
Today at 5:45 on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
Why Arlington Toyota? Because summer starts here. That's right. It's the Summer Starts Here sales event, and Arlington has a huge selection of new vehicles in stock in one location. And every new Toyota purchase comes with Arlington's lifetime warranty, unlimited time and miles. Plus, you get 60 days to love your new purchase or exchange it, and Arlington's Credit Helper program to help you get financed. There's even complimentary car wash with every service and so much more. Shop ArlingtonToyota.com today.
Does your sweet fur baby have a birthday or gotcha day coming up? Forever Vet's Central Location offers birthday parties to make your fur baby feel extra special on their big day. All you have to do is invite up to 8 of their friends and we'll do the rest. Forever Vets provides cake and pup cups as well as everything else to make this 2 hours a real party. Party hats, bubble play, a photo booth, and of course access to our heart-shaped pool. We also have 2 Forever Vets trained handlers there to make sure everyone is having safe fun. Visit forevervets.com today to see all our package options.
Can you fly, Snyderman?
I wish.
Do you have super strength?
Above average for my age.
X-ray vision?
Nah.
Then what makes you a superhero?
Our AC is out.
Duty calls, kids.
Snyderman saves the day with affordable preventative care plans that keep systems operating at peak efficiency all year long. Get your preferred customer plan at SnyderAC.com today.
You're my hero, Snyderman. CAC 1813307.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Timberwolves center Rudy Gobert questionable for Game 2 of the second-round NBA playoff series tonight against the Nuggets for personal reasons. He became a father for the first time after his partner delivered a baby boy this morning. Meantime, Denver point guard Jamal Murray questionable with a left calf strain that he continues to play through. ESPN NBA analyst Jay Williams.
Obviously, the health of Jamal Murray is going to be a critical element here. I think Mike Malone is going to have a lot of different adjustments on what Anthony Edwards, considering it huge game one. When you start digging into it, though, the second game at home for Denver, I think we're going to see a different team engaged defensively.
Jay Will on Get Up. Anthony Edwards had a career playoff high 43 points in Minnesota's Game 1 victory. Mavericks signed coach Jason Kidd to a multi-year extension. His name reportedly mentioned as a candidate for the Lakers head coaching vacancy. After 38 seasons as an NHL head coach or assistant, Winnipeg Jets coach Rick Bowness is retiring. Second round Stanley Cup playoffs. Panthers welcome the Bruins in their series opener tonight. Face off at 8 Eastern on ESPN.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Cannon, coming on Tuesday. I'll tell you just how many teams left in the playoffs can actually win the title. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
Ready? Yeah. Turn off your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Get it, Brian? It's the Aaron Schachter Show. My name is Aaron Schachter, the man dancing behind the glass. It's Brian Middleton. We're in a stank face. I like it. I can get with it. We should designate the first minute and a half of every show as dance-off time.
Don't tease me with a good time now. Don't tease me with a good time, Aaron Schachter.
There used to be a guy in Atlanta who does the news. He's still there, actually. I believe he works for a company over at WSB TV.
Oh, co-worker.
He's an anchor.
Colleague.
He's on a little bit of a higher level than your old buddy Aaron here.
That's not what the tax bracket says, but okay.
Literally what the tax bracket says. It's quite frankly all I'm basing it on. Because I don't know anything about the man. Other than on Instagram every Friday, or it used to be every day, but I think it's every Friday now, he starts off with like a loud rendition of a song he sings and a dance he does. But it's one of those joyous, infectious feelings where you watch it and you're not necessarily the kind of person who dances around or sings loudly, but you watch it and you go, yeah, I can get with this right now. I love that kind of stuff. Infectious feelings. That's why I love going to concerts. That's why I love going to comedy shows.
Oh, did you go to the one this past Sunday?
You talking about the Tom Brady roast?
Oh, no, the one with Michael Epps.
Oh.
Michael Epps was in the building.
I did see Michael Epps was in the building. I went the last time.
Epps.
Check it out. So Mike Epps came through a couple of years ago to the ViStar with like a whole lineup of Murderers Row heavy hitters.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily what came through this time around, but I didn't go this time around. I did attend virtually the roast of Tom Brady last night. Netflix taking a swing at live programming. So I watched that whole thing. It was a long program, Brian.
How long?
It was 3 hours.
3 hours?
3 hours.
Was it worth it?
There were some moments.
Okay.
We can dig in a little bit later. I have lots of thoughts to share on that.
Okay.
But that's not where we will start today.
Oh, no.
I was going to start on a little bit of Trev talk. Trevor Lawrence in the news. Piece written in Yahoo Sports by Charles Robinson, surmising that maybe Trev's not going to get the payday we all assume. But before we started the show, I heard you get a little upset about something you heard in the Sports Center. What was going on? What was going on in there?
Did I?
What'd you do?
What was going on in the Sports Center?
Yeah,
you're talking about Rudy Gobert.
Oh, Gobert. Okay.
Yeah, Gobert. My dog Gobert. Hey, congratulations to him and his partner.
I guess they had a baby.
You know, well, the partner had a baby.
You say we had a baby.
I know we say that, but, you know, we're getting technical right here with Gobert and his partner.
Sure, if you're getting literal.
A baby was had by the partner, and Gobert will help take care of it.
Usually,
for the rest of his life.
As far as history is concerned, it's biological women who have the baby. But if you ever been involved in it, which I don't think you have been, I got to tell you, you really try and find purpose as a man in that equation. And
you should.
You sit and try and find ways that you've contributed.
At the very beginning. That's all I look forward to, the very beginning. That's it. And the finish line, you know, when you get to hold the kid.
Sure.
You be like, yeah, I'm here at the beginning and the end.
Even then, early on, it's not what you think it's going to be. But my point is, you got mad about the Gobert story. I guess he had a baby, and now is he in question for game 2, or is he out?
Questionable for personal reasons.
Is he out, or are they saying they don't know yet?
They don't know yet. Now, my problem is only if, let me set it right, because, again, you know, running for mayor in 2040 of Jacksonville, I got to make sure that people can't manipulate the internet. Though AI will probably be, like, so sophisticated, they'll make up what they want to make up anyway.
Claim it's all fake. What's the big deal?
But here's the deal. If the personal reason is because you just want to be next to your child, so be it, okay? But the Minnesota Timberwolves paying you a lot of money, dog.
Yeah, they are.
A lot of money. And there's a lot of momentum there with the team, with the young Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns. You guys have a shot. You're up 1-0 on the defending champs.
When you're not supposed to be.
You got them on the heels in Denver. And they need you, Rudy. No matter the kind of hate you've gotten over the past couple of years, the guy who shut down the NBA because of COVID.
Lots of hate.
The source of shutting down everything in the NBA because of COVID.
Patient
Rudy Gobert.
zero. Yeah.
Hey, man, listen, man. Get your big tail to the court. You feel what I'm saying? But that's just me. I get it. I'm not a dad. I understand if you just want to say, hey, it's me, it's mine. Is my kid, I'm going to miss game 2. But this ain't the regular season. You were asking me, what if it was the regular season? This is the playoffs, my boy.
Yeah, it does take on a different feeling, doesn't it?
We only get at most 7 of these chances right here.
Well, I mean, to play devil's advocate, if you would allow me to put on my devil's horns for a second.
Well, you take them off? Okay.
No, not really.
I got you.
You only get 1 or 2 of those babies.
But you get them you don't know how long you get them. Let me just say it like that.
That's true.
But the chances are, on average, you get them at least as your child as minors for 18 years.
Yeah. But it's not the same at age 3 as it is on day 2.
Sounds like you like your kids better at day 2 than the 3rd year.
It's possible.
That's what I've learned today. I'm writing that one down.
Let me think about that before I affirmatively state it. I guess what I'm saying is this. I get people being upset because it's the playoffs, right? It takes on a higher weight to it.
It's just basketball.
But even when it's not the playoffs, fans kind of give players a hard time for stuff like this. I remember Daniel Murphy, who's from here, played here in Jacksonville in his collegiate days. Might even be in his... Was he actually from here? Let me look this up real quick. Daniel Murphy. I think he went to Bowles, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right.
In any case, Daniel Murphy was born where? What does Wikipedia say? It's born here. All right, he did. He went to Bowles. I think he went to JU in college. Again, if I'm not mistaken, it was JU under Terry Alexander and the boys. Listen, my point is this. He was playing second base for the Mets. It was opening day. And in baseball, I don't know if you know this, Brian, there are 473 games a year in baseball for every team.
There are how many?
473 games a year.
You walk me through that one day.
They may have changed it recently, but
okay.
I think there are 473. No, it's 162 games a year.
Okay, yeah.
And Met fans were like beyond incensed that Murph could possibly miss day 1 for his wife's first baby,
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
And it's like, come on, guys.
Well, now, hold again, he didn't know the kid was being born. That was the expectation that the kid was going to be born that day. Is that with the Daniel Murphy situation?
Well, she went into labor.
Yeah.
And the kid was born the day of the first game.
Okay.
And so I think the debate was, should he be allowed to miss the game?
Yeah, again, regular season. The first game, I get it. Opening day for baseball, I think it's just different than every other sport, even though the NFL, I'm sure, can rival it as far as like the anticipation.
Yeah, anticipation, but you're right. Pomp and circumstance, as far as traditionalists are concerned, opening day means something in baseball.
It's different.
That being said, I wanted Murph to tell everyone to go screw.
Yeah, because there's 7,000 regular season games, like you just said.
And really, it's his first kid. Like, leave the guy alone. He's sitting there enjoying his life. What's it matter to you?
And I'm with, hey, listen, honestly, if Rudy Gobert says that, so be it. I get it.
Here's my thing with Gobert. He's like one of the most hated guys in the league.
You shut down the NBA for like 12 months. They had to build a bubble
for whatever
at Mickey Mouse Land because of you, my boy.
Some folks like Jimmy Butler and Rachel Nichols really enjoyed the bubble. I'm just saying, for Rudy Gobert.
I'm trying to get on.
I bet you are. For Rudy Gobert, he's a guy who's universally hated, not just by fans.
Yeah.
Not just by NBA front offices who are mad at him for shutting down the NBA, but in that anonymous player survey.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Every year, people hate this guy.
Yeah, I think it's Donovan Mitchell's fault.
And if I'm Gobert, I'm like, well, screw him. I got my family. I got my people. I'm not beholden to you. If I want to miss game 2, that's what's going to happen. What, are they going to hate me more?
What we should do is look at the prices of the playoff tickets for people going. I know they're in Denver, but they have some Minnesota fans going to Denver. Well, I don't know, but he's
like, hold on, how much are you willing to pay for 2 for $7 from the lane today?
Hey, but he's one of the he's one of the noted players. I was about to say
Noted.
stars.
I
He's
like
one,
the way you said
I
that.
mean, he's a defensive player of the year candidate year in or year out. He's one of the noted players.
That was a fairly skilled backhanded compliment you just gave.
And
a fairly skilled diss.
And
right
I'm telling you
there.
right now, he's not getting back none of that money, that direct deposit for missing game 2.
Shouldn't.
And the fans ain't getting back none of that money because one of the main players of the game that it will have an issue. The size that Minnesota brings to the Denver Nuggets gave the Joker somewhat, I don't know if an issue is the right word,
I would
but
say
it made his game not as effective as it was against the Lakers.
Absolutely impacted Jokic, and it impacted the Denver offense completely.
And you're not impacting the amount of money I paid for this playoff ticket. So, listen, I get it. If you want to be with your family, I support it. But for the most part, I'm just like, man, get your big tail to the court for 4 quarters and then go right back. The kid not going nowhere.
That's an interesting take, too. Like, he could take the owner. I forget who the owner is out in Minnesota. I think they have a group.
Isn't Alex Rodriguez a part of it?
Yeah, they were trying to sell it, and then they did sell it. I don't know if A-Rod is actually part of it or not. But
okay.
In any case, someone's got to have a private plane. These are billionaire guys we're talking about.
You know what I mean?
You can't get a private plane from the team, fly it to the game, play the game, and get out? I mean, Rodman does it for Vegas. Michael Jordan did it to play golf. You can't get it for the baby?
And maybe he's trying to keep peace at home. Maybe his partner will guilt trip him if he goes and plays a big old basketball game after the birth of her first child. I can see that scenario.
Minimum expectation should be that she guilt trips him. Minimum expectation. You try to tell your lady you're going to miss the birth of your child so you can play in your game.
Yeah, because once we leave this hospital, number one, they charging us. Nobody out the kindness of their heart, at this hospital is charging. I mean, is giving us this birth for free.
You don't even know.
I got to pay this.
You get billed for 3 years on a baby.
Get out of here.
That's what we did.
No way. 3 years? You got to finance it?
I've had 3 of these things.
That's wild.
3 of these things.
You keep going back to the well, too. My boy, you a G. I appreciate you, my boy. Holy smokes.
I closed up shop officially a couple of years back. But I've had 3 of these things, Brian. And I'm telling you right now, you have insurance, so what? So what?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by closing up shop officially?
I mean, I hung up my cleats.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Time to get a doctor on. All
I
right.
did.
What you were saying.
I was going to say, I totally forgot now. I was busy thinking about the surgery, which was wild, by the way. One day I'll walk you through that.
Please don't.
I think it's an important service announcement.
Okay. You're going to walk the listeners through it. No, you were just talking about how
I was talking about getting charged.
Yeah.
So you leave the hospital and you're under the assumption, all right, well, I don't know what it's going to cost because the way that works here in this country is you go to the hospital and they're like, we'll tell you later. Name another business where that's the case, by the way. Name another business where you walk in and be like, I'll take that, and that. How much is that going to run? They'll be like, we'll figure it out in a month or two. We'll let you know.
It's going to hurt no matter what.
No matter what. Just expect to spend a lot of money. So you leave the hospital, you go, okay, we're going to pay. I was assuming I got health insurance. It's decent health insurance through this company. Maybe $1,000 or $2,000 max. First bill comes in, $600 and change. You're like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
That's just the ambulance ride, my boy.
Couple of months later, you get a second bill. Mm-hmm. This comes back not covered from insurance. It's another $400 and change. You're like, all right, we're starting to get up there, but can't be too much more than this. Fast forward 2.5 years, still getting a bill.
Yeah.
And you don't even know if you paid the bill or not. You have no idea if they're charging you for something you already paid for. You call up and check on it. Sometimes they're like, oh, that was a mistake. Sometimes they're like, no, we haven't charged you for this yet. But you don't have a running tally of it.
I'm with you.
You have no idea.
And the way they stagger it is even more frustrating, Aaron. Because you're right. You'll be like, okay, everything is caught up. The $600 bill, fine. Okay? Because everybody is alive. And for the most part, it was as pleasant as having a whole human come out of a canal
I see what you're saying. You're like, hey, I pay $600 for a cruise. Why not for a baby?
Then they come back and they say something else wasn't covered. For real? Something else? You sure?
It's even worse than that. There's this thing. You don't know this because you haven't had a baby yet. Let me inform you. There's a thing called skin-to-skin contact.
Yeah.
That the experts.
Where's the music on that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Crystal foul.
That's wild. That is a wild
the experts,
terminology.
The baby experts say it is extremely important in the very early on in a baby's life that it has skin-to-skin contact with both mom and dad.
Okay.
So like in some videos you might see on childbirth, you may see the dad with the shirt off in the hospital room holding the baby. Bro, I'm telling you, the hospital charges you to have skin-to-skin contact with your baby.
It's a racket at this point, my boy.
I am telling you, skin to skin is a built-in fee. So you're telling me, hospital, you're telling me if I keep my shirt on, if I do everybody on the floor a favor and keep my shirt on, you're not going to charge me.
Yeah.
But if I take it tops off, if I go Bert Kreischer on you in the labor room, you can charge me a few $100s?
Is someone watching? Like, can we be a bit more?
You know what I mean? I'm sure they got cameras all over.
About this?
I'd be shoving the baby under the shirt.
There's cameras?
Be like, oh, shirt's not off.
Time for me to call a lawyer or two.
You get billed forever on those babies. So Rudy Gobert, you may not want to give up that game check.
Yeah, that was the point right there. So play through the guilt, huh? Because then we're going to go to this big old house that I own, that you live in. Partner. Okay, you've done your part. Let me do my part, partner.
I still think you shouldn't give a guy a hard time if this is the road they choose. I get it's game 2. It's not. It's so much more important because it's the playoffs. I understand, and you could put yourself behind the ball. You're playing against a 1 seed. You really need to be all in. But this is an important part of everybody in that family's life.
I'm with it. If he does say screw all of y'all, including my teammates, it wouldn't be the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. You could make a point, and I'd be like, yo, who am I to tell another man, how to handle stuff with his family? Except that's what I'm doing right now, man. Get your big 7-1, huh? Go, force a bad shot in the paint for 4 quarters. 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
He's too busy swatting the bill collectors at the hospital rather than dudes coming into the lane in the game.
What that baby gonna do in 3.5, 4 hours? When you're on the court, that you're not going to do anything.
Baby, you get to handle because that's the other thing. Everyone wants to come visit you in the hospital.
Oh, so for someone like myself, then Aaron, I want to go play even more because I ain't trying to visit with a bunch of people.
But you're only thinking about you. What about your wife, who's like handcuffed to this bed and can't move?
I'm sure she loves being the center of attention.
No, bro. She just spit a baby out. She wants nothing to do with it. You have to play deflection.
Okay.
You got to sit
there. There's a mom somewhere involved, right? There's a mother-in-law that can play this role.
No, that's the point. Is you got to keep a little distance because they're going to insist upon being on top of everything.
I don't know.
You're going to be like, hey guys, let us breathe a little bit. Let us breathe a little bit.
Okay.
Just let it breathe.
All
go wait in the waiting room. We'll call you in a couple of hours.
Listen, babe. I'm going to call you. Okay, as soon as I'm done. As soon as I get to the court. Yeah. Okay, and before I actually go in for tip-off, I'm going to give you a call, okay?
But also,
I'll see you in 6 hours.
I'm going to go get some cotton candy and peanuts from the concession stand.
I might do all that.
I'm having a good time. Maybe I'll take a shower because I'm a little bit sweaty.
Well, I don't want to be stinking around my baby, skin to skin. You know what I'm saying? Skin to skin.
I don't want it to be all sweaty and wet. So
You'll be all right.
I'll get washed up, and then I'll open the app for the private plane that I'm going to try and rent for $5,000.
Hey, listen, and whenever you're about to be frustrated and guilt trip me, open up the bank account app, okay? And keep it moving. And don't text me nothing wrong. Don't text me anything crazy.
All right. That works until she goes, you know what? Never mind. Don't come back and I'll take half.
Hey, we both got lawyers. We gonna get messy? This is what you want to do right after the...
Look at that. We just broke up, Brian.
Hey, man.
You and I just broke up right after you had that baby.
Don't tease me with a great time.
So it doesn't always work out the way you wanted to.
Grand opening, grand closing.
You could be a single mom moving forward. And I'll just be sitting here as an NBA All-Star. What are you going to do about it? You lost your meal ticket is all I'm looking at.
Oh, you've come over to the right side.
I'm just saying, the baby didn't lose the meal ticket.
How selfish is that? How selfish can you be, huh? To not want your man, the breadwinner, the provider. There's one. You know how many people have played in the NBA since the inception, since Naismith has created the ball and the basket?
Probably a little more than 20 or 30.
20 or 30 what?
People. Just a little more.
Oh, okay. I'm missing your jokes on a Monday, man.
It's so stunningly bad.
Yeah, I'm missing your joke. I thought you meant like 1,000.
I seized up your brain activity.
3,500 people.
Awful.
Which sounds like a lot until you realize that the NBA started or basketball was invented when it was like, I don't know, was the Civil War around? Maybe.
Is that a real number?
Yeah, 3,500.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
About half of those went through the nets in the last 10 years, by the way. Can't find nobody.
And it's just the career is just as short as the NFL, surprisingly.
Yeah, that is surprising. Because you're talking 3 to 5 years in the NFL max.
So you got a one of one percenter who has a long career on a second or third contract, winning awards, multi-millionaire, setting us up for life.
Yes.
You
already set up, yes.
You could either divorce me now and get half, or you could wait 10 more years. Wait till we move to California where I got to pay you alimony even when I'm dead. I've looked at the rules. I'm never getting married in California. That is crazy out there. Steph, I feel for you because you better always stay booed up. Nah, I just think that might be a little bit selfish. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's wrong to want to stay there. I get it. This is a bit selfish.
This is a wild tangent we're walking down because it almost has nothing to do with what we started with because Rudy Gobert is not getting divorced. He's having a baby.
Do we know that? Oh, do we know that?
In our example, that's what it leads to. But
that's because of the selfishness of his partner and the baby. And the hospital bills.
The hospital bills. I think that ruins most relationships.
Why aren't people mad at the hospital bills?
They are, but we can't do nothing about it.
So then you turn your ire to the guy who shut down the NBA for a whole season, a whole half a season, a whole quarter of a season.
Look, first he was creating hospital bills 4 years ago for people getting COVID. Now he's creating his own hospital bills for baby Rudy Jr., Rudy II, Esquire.
I can't tell if I'm defending or knocking Rudy Gobert at this point.
And that is the beauty of this show, Brian.
Yeah.
We have no idea where we're at most times. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. Join us in the confusion. 904-362-9901. I intended to talk about Trevor Lawrence here, I promise. I had a good 15 to 20 minutes on Trev and the contract extension. And then, Brian, you took us right down a rabbit hole, as we tend to do. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, back in a few minutes on ESPN 690.
Now, the first alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly sunny skies and still plenty warm on this Monday with daytime highs in the upper 80s. Keep an eye out for an isolated shower or storm, especially near and west of I-95 this afternoon. The rain will wind down around sunset tonight farther inland. It'll be partly cloudy with lows in the 60s. And then Tuesday's partly sunny and dry and hot. High gets to 90. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Corey Sima.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Save thousands on hundreds of Mother's Day gift ideas. Now at Beard's Diamonds.
Men, suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE? Frustrated taking pills that don't work? Here's a message from Prime Men's Medical Center.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough treatments with men lasting longer than ever without pain or surgery.
Call now. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results right in the office. Call Prime Men's Medical Center now. 904-664-8221. That's 904-664-8221.
Spring has sprung, and tax return season is here. Now's the time to beautify your home by replacing your old windows with new energy-efficient, easy-to-clean windows from American Window Products. Keep the summer heat out with special glass packages, including low E3 and argon gas. American Window Products only uses the highest quality products and professionally trained employees to install. Call now to find out why they were voted the #1 window company in Jacksonville. 731-2247 for a free estimate, or visit AmericanWindowProducts.com.
Hey, boss, did you see the latest article in the Crooks R Us newsletter?
No, but I'm sure it's going to involve Safe Touch and probably give me a rash.
It says more people than ever are concerned about security, and Safe Touch Security, of course, is leading the way with new cutting-edge security systems.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it goes beyond security, too. Now Safe Touch has systems integrated with the home's thermostats, lights, door locks, oh, and of course the encrypted security cameras.
Yeah, never home alone and never away from home. I remember the slogan.
Ooh, and now Safe Touch is running a special for existing customers to upgrade their system.
Look, Skippy, this changes nothing. The Crooks R Us golden rule is still in effect. Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Yeah.
Now go find us a house without Safe Touch.
Got it, boss.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Right now, existing Safe Touch customers can upgrade their system at 50% off. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license EF 2000-1945.
I'm the guy that never gives 5 stars because I never believe that anything is perfect. But I would give them 20 stars if I could.
Ernest Stellar Review belongs to QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments. They came through when he badly needed relief for his aching knees, and doctors had told him that surgery was the only option.
What they're doing is cutting edge, and it really helps. And I'm a tough sell.
QC Kinetics is led by National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, a pioneer in this field. With 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing in non-surgical natural pain treatments. These are the medical pros to trust.
I'm living my life basically pain-free from what I was dealing with, so I'm a happy camper today, no doubt about it.
QC Kinetics. Call today to see if you're a candidate.
Call QC Kinetics 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
Some say JTA is rolling the dice on a project to shuttle you around in an autonomous vehicle.
If it works, it'll be a great success.
But behind the fancy renderings, we uncovered big warning signs in this risky game.
I think this project is frankly a nightmare.
I'm Action News Jack's Emily Turner, exposing missed deadlines and overspending, putting millions of your tax dollars in jeopardy.
We raise taxes on people in Jacksonville for this thing.
Today at 5:45 on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
Don't let spring allergies make you miserable. Try the quick, drug-free solution trusted by over 4 million people. Navage. Only Navage uses suction to flush out your sinuses using refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at your local Sam's Club in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better immediately at Sam's guaranteed best price. Navage. Navage. Breathe easy.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
With Progressive, you get more than savings. You get access to us through our mobile app, online chat, or by phone.
Oh, I see what you're doing here, Jamie. Giving me all these ways to stay in touch so I have no excuse not to. Well, you're in luck, because this guy's in the market for a new BFF.
Actually, all our customers can contact us this way.
Oh. Yeah, no, I was just kidding.
But I am always up for Taco Pizza! Jigsaw!
Get help from Progressive through the website, app, chat, or phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
If you need bold banners to boost your business, but you're on a budget, think Staples. Posters, flyers, signs, and menus for less? Think Staples. Staples can print anything you need to move your business forward. Now at Staples, save $50 on your print purchase of $150 or more. Same-day service available on hundreds of items if you order by noon. And all backed by Staples' Print Perfect guarantee. So it's done right or it's printed again free. Staples, your local print and marketing expert. N61, visit staples.com/print for details.
Hey guys, we're the Twin Peaks Girls. We just love guys that listen to the Young and Norvell Show. Weekdays, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Nothing like a little stand-up bass on a Monday. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. Just did a whole segment on Rudy Gobert and Baby Gobert. Didn't expect to do that. Expected to talk to you about Trevor Lawrence and the latest on the contract extension. Not that there's any hard news about it. But I did see this piece out of Yahoo Sports a few days ago and wanted to bring it to the show. And before we could get there, because we have so much fun on a Friday, I saw Nick Wright speaking out on the piece. Nick Wright, one of the national media guys who loves Jacksonville, loves the Jaguars, really loves Trevor Lawrence. Calls him the Prince. So hard to find these guys out there, Brian. Most of these national media guys usually speak poorly about the Jaguars.
Ain't that the truth?
It's pretty much all Jags Twitter cares about. Who's talking bad about us today? Who's talking smack? Who are we targeting? Well, it's not Nick Wright. I'll tell you that. But before we get to Nick's comments, I do want to go over this piece from Charles Robinson. He's talking basically about all of the possible contract extensions we should have here coming up in short order. Specifically, a couple of really big-name quarterbacks. Obviously, you got Dak Prescott's contract hanging in the balance right now, expected to make $60 next year if they don't restructure. Jared Goff, who's supposed to get a deal this offseason. We heard that the Lions are currently in negotiations with him. That deal expected to be near the top of the market. Tua, we just heard news about Tua's deal. That's underway. We'll get to that in a little bit. Jordan Love, we discussed recently. As a matter of fact, I did hear an expert, one of these national analysts, say they expect Jordan Love's contract to be near the top of the market, if not the top of the market, which I found a little bit shocking. And Trev. And we know the boys in the front office are working on Trev's deal because Doug told us so. So did Trent at their dual press conference. and prior to that. But here's what Charles says. Lawrence's reps and the Jaguars are in talks. Right, he had his fifth-year option picked up last week. We all know that. It officially gave Jaguars the control through the 25 season. At which point, if they wanted to, they're probably not going to, but if they wanted to, they could start the funny business with the franchise tags through at least 27. What a disaster that would be. What a mess that would be if you go 2 franchise tags deep on Trevor Lawrence. Oof. It's the end of an era if you do that. That's not the plan, according to Robinson. Lawrence has been reticent or hesitant.
Oh.
Trying to help out there.
Is that what that means? Okay.
To push it publicly, but he and his reps would like to get this deal done this offseason. And we kind of believe in the media that that's going to happen because they keep stockpiling cash. They don't even necessarily have to use that cash this season. They could do funky business with this contract, especially if it's a longer contract. The longer the deal, the funnier the business is with the money. You could pay a guy an AAV of $55 million, and on the first year, salary cap is like $4 million. Like, you do all kinds of crazy magicianry with extra years on a contract. The numbers here are going to be key, says Robinson. There's no longer a presumption. This was the thing. There's no longer a presumption that Lawrence is a lock to sign a deal, making him the highest paid player in the NFL, particularly after his injuries and struggles last season. Pause. Full on pause. Number one, were we expecting that? I know back in the day, before the season started, Casey and I thought that Trev's deal would come in between 54, 56.
Okay.
And I actually still think it's tracking towards that neighborhood. But according to this piece, the presumption nationally was it was a no doubt about it, no-brainer, Trev's going to be the highest paid player in football. And I just don't think that that was the tone here. I hadn't heard that. I hadn't heard people talking like that. Not that I would be floored, shocked to find out it happened.
Sounds like you would be.
I'm not expecting it. I think there's a difference between the two. It's worth noting Lawrence has a league worst 60 turnovers over the past 3 seasons. 60. That's a high number. Very high number. While those aren't all of his fault, we know a lot of the reasons why, whether it be poor protection up front or not being on the same page with the wide receivers who were joining the team. It is a troubling issue, especially when you put it in the context of the collapse of 2023, says Charles. Now, closer to home, we understand that the collapse had less to do with Lawrence and more to do with the help up front, in my opinion, I should say. It's not definitive. It's just how I feel. And I don't want to speak for you either, Brian. When you talk to contract evaluators, both the agent and the team side, Lawrence appears to be slotted right at the edge of the top 5. The extension in the neighborhood of 5 years, $255 million. That was signed by Jalen Hurts back in 2023. That had put his AAV at around 51. That's kind of a sweet spot, which acknowledges you still have a higher ceiling yet to come, but we're not there yet. You're not in a Burrow situation where you've made it at least to the promised land. You haven't necessarily hoisted the trophy. But I'm looking at you, Justin Herbert, going, this dude's raking cash. Granted, he's got yards and touchdown statistics, but what's it been worth for the Chargers? What have they won? I'll tell you what they lost. Playoff game against the Jaguars. In an embarrassing fashion. But Herbert got paid. So for Trev to slot a few slots below that, I find it an interesting prediction. He goes on. One thing I want to make clear here, not all agents are buying this, by the way. More than one agent shared the opinion Lawrence's negotiation should begin with him setting a contract record at quarterback and work from there. Multiple people feel this way. I'm kind of one of those people. And this has less to do with what he's done and more to do with what you're asking of him. What are you hiring Trevor Lawrence for? Because it's not just to stand under center, Brian. And the man is the face of the franchise. And it's a franchise that has struggled to find a face for a very long time. How often do you come across something like this?
Face of a franchise?
A quarterback who's the face of your franchise.
That is successful at it. because all the quarterbacks are basically the face of the franchise.
I mean, you say that, but when Jimmy Garoppolo was put on the Raiders last year, even before he stepped on the field and everyone realized it wasn't going to work, did you really feel like the face of the Raiders was Jimmy Garoppolo? Because I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Listen, that it kind of goes hand in hand with the position. It's more so a
It's
job
supposed to.
responsibility as opposed to, now there are certain guys who make that their own.
Let me give you another example then.
Okay.
When Aaron Rodgers was on the Packers, did you feel like he was the face of the franchise?
Yeah.
Yeah. When he leaves last offseason for the Jets and they've got Jordan Love starting at quarterback, before the man played a down, did you feel like he was the face of the franchise?
Yeah.
I don't understand how you could.
Okay, I think when you start getting into, I don't understand how you could think that, you would have to back channel it and be like, well, who was then? If not the quarterback, then who? Now, the argument that I thought you were going to make is the San Francisco 49ers and Brock Purdy, because that's an outlier of a situation where I don't think the quarterback necessarily is the face of the franchise in the traditional sense. But ultimately, if Brock Purdy got out there and started talking crazy, acting crazy, complaining, like that job responsibility that just kind of goes hand in hand with QB would still fall on him, and he would still be measured and attacked or praised for the way that he handles things as the quarterback of that team.
I'm with you to a degree on the Niners in that Purdy's not the face of the franchise. I feel that way because you have multiple guys at the top of the league in terms of talent on that franchise. Like I would say Bosa is the face of that franchise. And then if not Bosa, I mean, you've got guys like Debo who are more of a face than Purdy is. Christian McCaffrey is more of a face now on that franchise than Purdy is. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about there are other bigger guys on the team, bigger names, bigger personalities. I'm just talking Kenny Pickett in Pittsburgh was not the face of your franchise. I understand he's a quarterback. I understand it's on his shoulders. But last year when you thought Steelers, you didn't think Kenny Pickett. You think Tomlin. When you think the Bills, what do you think?
Not rhetorical.
You think
Josh Allen.
Josh
Okay.
Allen.
All right.
So that's all I'm saying. And this is what these agents are saying. They're saying start the negotiation at the top for Lawrence because not only does he have more of a ceiling to get to, not only is the talent there, and that's almost universally agreed upon, but the reality is you're asking him to be the centerpiece of the franchise. He's the number 1 overall draft pick. And when you are the centerpiece of a franchise, this is about more than what happens on the field.
No.
To me,
okay,
yeah.
Okay, it's more, but like it's the percentages are minute compared to what happens on the field. Like 85-90% of it is what happens on the field.
I agree that if Trev stinks, it's not the same equation. But no, I don't believe it's 85-90%. I think you can have a quarterback who's like, if you're power ranking quarterbacks, I believe you could have like take Baker Mayfield, for example. Baker Mayfield is not an elite quarterback compared to the other quarterbacks in the league. I would say he's good to mid-level. Some people may even put him below that. Mike Evans might be the face of that offense franchise, but really Baker Mayfield at this point after taking on the playoffs last year has turned into that dude. I got paid as such. A lot of people were thinking he was getting 25 to 30. They paid him like the face. Jordan Love's going to get paid like the franchise centerpiece, the face.
He is.
He is Mr. Green Bay Packer.
The quarterback position is the most important position.
Yes, but if Jordan Love came on last year through 15 touchdowns and 20 interceptions, you would not be saying he's the face of the Packers.
You wouldn't. Okay.
I certainly wouldn't.
But that's on the field. So if you're telling me that the on the field isn't the complete reason why you're the face of the franchise,
right.
What else do you have to take into account for this Jordan Love example you're giving me if he had thrown 15 and 12?
We are talking about two different things. I'm giving you an on-field example for Jordan Love to illustrate the point that just because you have the quarterback position doesn't make you the face of the franchise. But when it comes to a guy like Trevor, especially in Jacksonville, and I believe everyone's team situation is different and unique, it's not just about what he's doing under center for his 17 games and the playoffs if you make it there. It's about legitimizing Jacksonville as a national entity. It's about bringing attention to this franchise that has nothing to do with a punchline. And that's not only about what happens on the field. It's about how you look in the media. It's about the things you're doing outside of football. It's about who you associate yourself with, what activities you associate yourself with, what products you associate yourself with.
Okay, I'm with that. Again, though, the position that's going to get the most notoriety for that, regardless if you're the household name or not, is going to be the quarterback. Now, I agree with the fact, Aaron, one more time, that just because you have the position of quarterback doesn't mean that you're just automatically that face of the franchise kind of idea where you're just like, you're the guy. But of all the teams in the NFL, that quarterback position, you're most likely to be the face of the franchise.
Yes.
That responsibility is going to be attached to your position.
Yes.
More likely than any other. So,
which is why you're likely to get paid more than everybody else.
Yeah, and also because of the rules and the way that the NFL is set up with offenses.
But if I said to you who was the face of the Patriots franchise last year, you wouldn't be able to say Mac Jones.
I don't know, 2019 Tom Brady.
You wouldn't be able to say Billy Zappi.
I have no idea.
You wouldn't be able to.
What's the guy's name? Rob Gronkowski. I have no idea. Julian Edelman. Yeah, again, you have. In order for you to be the face of a franchise, because I feel like you might have, I don't know if convinced is the word, but in order for you to be the face of the franchise and not be a quarterback, you've got to be unbelievably, not just talented, super talented. I mean, immensely.
I'll give you another example. Here's a guy who's not talented, or I shouldn't say that. Here's a guy who didn't play well on the field last year, because I do believe he's talented. Didn't play well on the field last year. Still the face of your franchise, whether you want him to be or not. And it's not just because he plays quarterback, but because the franchise has rested their hopes on his shoulders. Talking about Bryce Young. Bryce Young has to work out for the Panthers because they gave up so much. He is the face of the franchise, whether you want him to be or not. It is independent of statistical analysis. Now, he may only get 1 or 2 more years of that.
But you just said it. He's the quarterback.
But he's a quarterback that they traded away everything for and put the hopes of the franchise on his shoulders. This is not a Kenny Pickett, Desmond Ridder situation.
I mean, I would argue, again, are there just times where there's no face of the franchise? Then?
Sometimes, yes.
That's what you're just saying then?
No, absolutely. Tell me the face of the franchise in Jacksonville over the last 2 decades. You've had running backs for a couple of years at a time.
Then I think the default goes to the quarterback position, just because.
But just because it exists doesn't mean you are you can have a team without a face. It's a problem.
Listen, I done heard some story about Blake Bortles, okay, during some of the not good seasons. I think that it would constitute as, when you're just talking about not necessarily being the best face of the franchise unless you're trying to go on the defensive end. I mean, I guess I'm trying to really just wrap around the idea that you're trying to make that if there's no face of the franchise, why can't there be a default to the quarterback position since that's the most important position? And that's normally who you're going to look at first as the face of the franchise.
That's good questions. I just don't believe you always have one. I don't believe it's bequeathed to you based on the position. I think you got to go out and earn it. And sometimes they give it to you before you earn it. But there are definitely situational differences in each of these teams. And I think for Trev, he's that dude, and that's why you pay him as much as little as you can with him saying yes. But for Trev's team, they got to ask for as much as they got to ask for. We'll be back with more on this. Aaron Schachter Show, ESPN 690.
Let's face it, work sucks, but you do get a lunch break. That's where the Young and Norvell Show comes in weekdays, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on ESPN 690, featuring me, Terry Norvell, and former Gator basketball star and current SEC Network analyst Patrick Young. Let's face it, Hollywood has been fresh out of ideas for 25 years. So don't waste your valuable lunch break on the same old tired TV and movie shows. Tune in to the Young and Norvell Show, where we promise to make you laugh, think, get angry, but most important, you will have fun. It will quickly become your favorite part of the day. The Young and Norvell Show, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on ESPN 690.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one, "I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better." Unquote. Those are two of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Main office, Jacksonville.
Have you seen your financial freedom wiped out by stock market volatility? It's Rich Jones. Consider investing in real estate funds from DLP Capital. Don Wenner is CEO and founder.
DLP Capital has provided our investors with consistent double-digit returns by investing in cash-flowing residential real estate. For more than a decade, we have had zero losses, little volatility, and have shot above our return targets in all of our investment funds. Plus, we offer monthly distributions and tax shelter opportunities.
To get your investor's guide and learn more, dial **invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjacks.com.
Some say JTA is rolling the dice on a project to shuttle you around in an autonomous vehicle.
If it works, it'll be a great success.
But behind the fancy renderings, we uncovered big warning signs in this risky game.
I think this project is frankly a nightmare.
I'm Action News Jack's Emily Turner, exposing missed deadlines and overspending, putting millions of your tax dollars in jeopardy.
We raise taxes on people in Jacksonville for this thing.
Today at 5:45 on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
Mother's Day is right around the corner. This year, give your mother a gift that keeps on giving. How about a zero-resified kitchen? There's nothing my wife loves more than having Zero-Res do a deep clean on the kitchen, tile, and grout. She also loves the look and feel of the granite countertops after Zero-Res cleans and seals them. They really pop. Right now, Zero-Res is offering $50 off tile and grout cleaning and $50 off granite countertops cleaned and sealed. Zero-Res spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zerorez. Zero-Res.
Every year in Florida, 200 children and teens die due to firearm-related injuries. Know the basics of firearm safety and talk to your children about the risks. Learn more at go.baptistjacks.com/gunsafety.
Hey guys, we're the Twin Peaks Girls. Come have lunch with us every Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and listen to the Young and Norvell Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. Talking about Trevor Lawrence and what seems to be imminent at some point, maybe this offseason, contract extension. Piece from Charles Robinson of Yahoo Sports saying it's no longer a lock. Trevor's paid near the top of the market when it comes to quarterbacks. But then right out of the other side of his face, he's like, expect it to be slotted right around Jalen Hurts, who's like at number 5. So I would call that near the top. But the whole reason I brought it up is because I saw Nick Wright talking about it, and I thought what he was saying was interesting. Here's Nick.
There is now speculation that he could come in around the Jalen Hurts number rather than surpassing the Joe Burrow number, which, by the way, I think would be totally reasonable. I think any of those things are on the board. But if the Jags said, you know what, we'll pay you what Justin Herbert got, but we're not going to pay you the Joe Burrow number, I think that's totally fair. You know what I mean? I think if I'm Trevor's people and they try to pay, I think I would peg it to Justin Herbert, be like, make the argument why he should get more than me. It's going to be hard.
It's a fair request. It's not like Herbert's done anything except for win some metrics. He didn't win a playoff game. What do you value more? I would value the playoffs more than yards thrown. And Herbert had 2 amazing wide receivers that whole time. And an amazing running back. I mean, the Jags have been trying to figure it out with pieces, grow the pieces with Trevor. So I think the case can be made.
I do think that this is the accurate trajectory. He had a miserable rookie season.
Miserable. And I know it's unfair to keep saying, oh, you got to take out his rookie season when you look at his stats. But not the same dude.
as the team did, but he showed moments, flashes, but it was whatever it was. His second year, it clicked for him clearly about 2/5 of the way through the year. He was excellent the rest of the way, and they won a playoff game. I know.
Lights out, top of the league with his numbers, lights out, really showing what he could be. That's not even the ceiling. That was just second year ceiling.
You guys kill him for the playoff game, but he won a playoff game and was good in the second half after being bad in the first half. And then his third year, he went into a game on Monday Night Football to be the number 1 seed in the AFC at 8-3.
This is basically what Trev's agent's got to do. He's got to walk into the negotiating room with Balky and then call in one of those Men in Black dudes to give him like the memory eraser so the collapse numbers go away. Because up to 8-3, this man had the franchise exactly where they thought he should have the franchise.
They were 8-3, and if they won that game, they were going to be the next day the number 1 seed. And he got hurt.
I'm actually pretty sure they were the number 1 seed going into that game, if I believe. I think that's how it went. I think they were like the number 1 seed for a couple of hours.
Oh, something like that. Okay.
Before losing that game. But to Nick's point, once he gets hurt, it's a disaster after that. Disaster. And some of that might be on Trevor for trying to play. I don't know. I don't know how those conversations went. It very well could have been Trevor's fault for trying to do it when we could have had CJ in there just running a vanilla version of the offense. But I don't know. And quite frankly, I want a guy who wants to be in there. That's a face. That's the guy. Those are the shoulders you want to be sitting on top of if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Even when it goes as disastrously, if that's a word, as it did?
I mean, you ride who brung you. Is that how the saying goes? I mean, you're not changing the horse mid-race.
They ain't bring you nowhere. Bring you where?
He brought you to 8-3.
Yeah,
he brought you to 8-3.
I mean, healthy, though.
Okay, but a 60% Trevor Lawrence, how do you do the math? A 60% Trevor Lawrence versus 100% CJ Beathard. A lot of people think Beathard would have been better in the game. I remember those conversations. And then Beathard finally gets in a game. He looked pretty good. He looked good. But you just don't know versus the teams you were up against. You don't know how that would have looked. But I'll tell you how it did look. It didn't look great. And that didn't really go a long way towards Trevor locking in the most money he can get. Now, luckily for the Jaguars, at least from what we've heard, Trevor doesn't seem to be too interested in a payday milestone. He wants the extension. He wants the job security.
Okay.
He wants to know the team is committed not just to him, but to building around him. Sure, anybody would want that. But I don't think we're looking at a guy who's insisting on being a top 3 paid quarterback.
Okay.
His agent might. That's the gig. You should expect nothing less. I just don't see Trevor going to sleep at night going, man, I need to be number 3. I can't be sitting behind these guys. It just doesn't seem that's his personality. And so, yeah, I do think he's going to slot somewhere between Jalen and maybe Herbert. But I also wouldn't be shocked if they pay him at or just below Burrow. Not because he's as good or shows the same potential. Not because they've done the same thing in the league. But because that is what the going rate is for Trevor Lawrence in 2024. Period. Just like the Packers may have to pay Jordan Love $55. Just like the Lions may have to pay Jared Goff $53 when he can't play when he's outdoors. I mean, there are lots of these contracts. Dak's going to make $60 if they don't touch the deal and rip it up. It's about the going rate. It's about avoiding having a bad relationship with the most important player on your team. It's about sending the right message to the entire roster.
Yeah.
And so I don't foresee the negotiations to get messy.
No.
But I am wondering where that slot comes in. Burrow, 55. Herbert, 52.5. Lamar, 52. Jalen, 51. Kyler, 46. Now, those numbers might change for next year. You've got a couple of guys who are getting a significant raise specifically next year. This is average annual value of contract.
Here's the deal. They are going to, in my opinion, I don't foresee them not setting a new benchmark with Trevor because of the point you're making. Because the going rate is normally when you got a guy who is of a certain talent level, and regardless of if the bottom fell out last season or not, what they've shown when they're at their heights currently, they've shown that they are pretty good to great. They're going to get a lot of money. And then also you got people projecting out. Listen, we're looking at it from 2024, 25 numbers. But in 3 seasons, $60 million is going to fall, at 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th anyway. So, man, listen, all this fighting over whether or not we're going to save a few millions, right now on the front end, I bet most of those people in the front office are just like, okay, regardless of whether we set them at 53 or 57, we need to hurry up and do it right now, because if we wait for some reason, if some crazy reason, a hypothetical situation happens and they wait another off season or something like that, they're just going to be wasting more money, spending more. This is going to be a deal in 2 or 3 seasons for Trevor Lawrence. And maybe by then it'll be time to redo a new deal. But yeah, man, I see him going to be like pretty high up there.
Multiple sources are reporting Tua and the Dolphins are pretty much locked into a deal that'll pay him 4 years, $55 million. That's Joe Burrow money for Tua.
How much?
4 years, 55 average.
Oh, okay, I got you. A year.
Yeah.
For a second, I was like, wait.
No, it's Joe Burrow money. Last year, they asked him to make it through his first full season without getting injured. He did so. He put up numbers.
I mean, they put so much around him. Holy smokes, if he didn't put up numbers. Get out of here.
They're not paying him on his talent level. They're not paying him on the ceiling. They're paying him to be the face of the franchise in South Beach. I know they got Tyreek Hill. I know they got Jalen Waddle, Bradley Chubb, and all these dudes. They're paying Tua to be the face. And it's going to cost him around $55 a year. That alone makes me go, Trev could be up there.
Yeah,
if not higher.
Please. Outside of South Beach, who is picking Tua over Trevor? At least right here in Jacksonville and probably the contiguous 48.
That's not even the question. The question is who'd be willing to pay $55 a year to have Tua, if not the Miami Dolphins. I could think of a few franchises. Sierra and Schachter Show. Back in a couple of minutes.
Hi, I'm Mike Lester, the founder of Talon Wealth and the host of the Guarding Your Nest Egg radio show. Like you, I love this country, and I'm very thankful for those that protect us along with our freedoms. That's why for active military and active first responders, if you decide to work with us, Talon Wealth isn't going to charge you any advisor fees. We're happy to explain all the details, but most importantly, thank you for your service.
Visit guardingyournestegg.com to find out more.
Advisory services through Talon Private Wealth and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. Florida License D056341.
She's always been there for you with hugs, smiles, and an encouraging word. This year, show Mom how much she means to you with a gift from Beard's Diamonds.
Now through Mother's Day, save thousands on specially priced Diamond Mother's Day gifts.
Like 1.5 diamond studded earrings, originally $4,200, now sale priced at $2,730. You save over $1,400. Or a half-carat diamond solitaire pendant was $1,500, now sale priced at $975.
You'll save over $500.
Give your mom a 7-carat diamond tennis bracelet, not $1,380, but $8,970. You'll save over $4,800. But hurry, it only lasts until Mother's Day, May 12th.
See hundreds of other Mother's Day gift ideas and Rolex watches at BeardsDiamonds.com.
From GIA certified diamonds to lab-grown diamonds, give Mom the very best from Beard's Diamonds and save thousands on specially priced Mother's Day gifts now through May 12th.
Don't buy anywhere until you shop Beard's Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center or at BeardsDiamonds.com.
Live from the Anajar and Levine studios, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio.
Ronald McDonald House Charities of Jacksonville is celebrating 35 years of supporting the health and well-being of critically ill children and their families who need to be near a hospital. To learn more, visit rmhcjacksonville.org.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Timberwolves listing center Rudy Gobert is questionable for Game 2 of the second-round NBA playoff series tonight in Denver for personal reasons. His partner delivered a baby boy this morning, and he became a father for the first time. Nuggets point guard Jamal Murray, left calf strain, is questionable. It is imperative that Denver has a big bounce back tonight, or it could have an early playoff exit. ESPN NBA analyst Tim Legler.
This is the defending champs. They've got Jokic. Let's see what they come up with in Game 2. If they win this game and they're in control of it in the fourth quarter, I think everybody's going to start to revisit how this is going to go, because Denver could win 1 out of 2 in Minnesota. But if the Timberwolves come close to winning this game or win this game, that's a great sign. They're going to go ahead and win the series.
Tonight, the Pacers and Knicks renew their playoff rivalry with Game 1, the first postseason series between the teams in 11 years. The Mavericks have signed coach Jason Kidd to a multi-year extension. The deal comes amid rumors that the Lakers were interested in Kidd for their head coaching job following their firing of Darvin Ham. 2 nights after hosting a Game 7, the Bruins at the Panthers, Game 1 of the second-round Stanley Cup playoff series, 8 Eastern on ESPN.
Feeling great starts with a great shave, and great shaves start with Barbasol Shaving Cream. That's Barbasol Shaving Cream, an American classic for over 100 years. Close Shave America. Close Shave Barbasol.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Spring has sprung and tax return season is here. Now's the time to beautify your home by replacing your old windows with new energy-efficient, easy-to-clean windows from American Window Products. Keep the summer heat out with special glass packages including low E3 and argon gas. American Window Products only uses the highest quality products and professionally trained employees to install. Call now to find out why they were voted the #1 window company in Jacksonville. 731-2247 for a free estimate, or visit AmericanWindowProducts.com.
Jacksonville Cougars. It's me, Soccer Sam from Salvatore's Pizza. Rochester, New York's favorite pizzeria is now open in Jacksonville, Florida. Tapestry Park at the Loft Hotel Plaza. $10 daily deals, dine-in, beer and wine, and delivery. Salvatores.com.
Who is this guy? Aaron Shafting? What is it? Oh, Schachter? Schachter. Okay. Shack Attack. Schachter. He gets shacked. But I digress. Here we go.
You ready? Yeah. Turn up your radio.
The Aaron Schachter Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show. I am Aaron Schachter. Brian Middleton behind the glass, producing his butt off. Having a great time with you guys today on ESPN 690. 904-362-9901. If you watched the Tom Brady roast, I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you thought. I want to hear who you liked and who you didn't like. I want to hear if you thought it went a little bit too far. Because that's essentially what the roasts are supposed to do. And if you had never seen one up close and personal, last night might have been a little bit shocking. But most of us know what to expect at this point, right? Like, most of us understand how it works. And when it comes to the celebrity roasts, sometimes they're really, really good. One of my favorite celebrity roasts of all time is the celebrity roast of Shaq. That was a great one. The Charlie Sheen roast, that was a pretty good one. There have been a bunch of these things. Comedy Central used to run these things a few times a year. A little bit different than the real version out at the Friars Club. See some videos from back in the day on that thing. The reality is, these are supposed to be horrendous, horrendous events. I mean, these are legit supposed to shock you out of your seat. Just the worst things said about people. But the problem is twofold when you come to the celebrity roasts. Number one, you've got celebrities there doing the roasting. And so when it's a comedian, they often don't mind crossing the line in favor of the joke. But when it's a celebrity like Tom Brady or Rob Gronkowski or even a guy like Bill Belichick or a guy like Robert Kraft, these guys have things going on outside the roast. Like, yeah, we're here to have fun, but also I don't want to mess up this endorsement deal I've got. I don't need Nike dropping me for some derogatory thing I just said. And boy, were there some derogatory things said last night. Man, there were a couple of topics I wasn't sure if people were going to approach that they went far beyond approaching in a very uncomfortable way. And then there were some topics that I definitely thought they would talk about, and they kind of didn't. For instance, one of the things Tom Brady has gotten razzed about for a very long time now. It seems like almost a decade this footage has been out. But there was a video that was once released where Tom is like kissing his son on the mouth. And it started a whole debate if it's okay for dads to kiss their sons on the mouth. Never mind the fact that the kid was like 27. I'm kidding. He was a teenager. But still, might be an awkward situation. Wasn't approached. They sure as hell had a lot of Aaron Hernandez jokes last night. Whew. Those got a little uncomfortable.
Did it?
It really did. And here's why. Because you're in the moment, you're laughing, all these jokes are funny and horrific, and you're sitting there, they're trying to top each other. And then you get to the Aaron Hernandez joke, you're pulled kind of back into it, and you go, oh yeah, that was like a real thing that happened where people were murdered. That's a real thing that happened where a dude killed himself. Like that, I get trying to be horrific at a roast. I'm a big fan of roasts and horrific comedy and cringe humor. I was raised on it. Shock jock culture, I was raised on it. I sign up every time. I want to be uncomfortable. Boy, did I get what I asked for last night a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But then there were other things where I was like, there is no way they're going to mention this or that. And they did it. Man, there must have been a world record for Giselle jokes told last night. And some of them were pretty funny. Pretty funny.
She was just sitting somewhere stewing.
Well, she wasn't there. I'll tell you that much.
Sitting somewhere, probably with the dude that she cheated on Tom Brady with. What's the dude's name? The judo instructor?
Is jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu?
You mentioned him. So did everybody else, by the way.
Yeah, they did.
How about Jeff Ross? Give it up for the Lord of the Super Bowl rings. My friend Tom Brady, a man who has so many rings, he can melt them down and forge a sword to go on a quest to get Giselle back from the jiu-jitsu teacher.
Yeah, it's Jeff Ross is brutal.
So,
yeah.
I wanted to go over, first of all, who the lineup was, because I thought it was an interesting lineup.
Okay.
And usually the celebrity roasts, they'll mix in professional comedians and celebrity friends. And this was no different. You had Kevin Hart host the deal. And by the way, this is a live show on Netflix if you missed it last night. Netflix just starting to dab their toe a little bit in live programming. They did the live Chris Rock special. Cat Williams had a live special, I think, over the weekend.
Woke folk.
Yeah. And the Tom Brady roast was a live one. Obviously, the Tyson-Jake Paul fight's going to be live. Went off without a hiccup. Not like the Love is Blind reunion show, which did go off with many hiccups, by the way.
You watched that?
Oh, you have no idea.
Okay.
I'm into trash TV. Come on, look at me.
Okay.
Trash TV all day.
There it is.
It's besides the point, though. There was a problem. They had issues. No issues in this one. Everything was great in terms of the broadcast. It went off without a hitch. But live programming, there's always this feeling something could go wrong. Something can go haywire, and you'd be watching it in real time. That's exciting to me. That's what I love about radio, too. Like at any given moment, Brian, I could just have like a mental break. This company is entrusting me to be responsible with their multi-million-dollar station.
Yeah.
It's a silly thing for them to do.
Who's making the decisions around here?
Apparently somebody's not paying attention. So you had Kevin Hart hosting the thing. You had Drew Bledsoe show up. I thought that was cool. Drew Bledsoe, one of the first non-comedians up at the stage. He had a pretty good set. Nikki Glaser, who is a very funny comedian. She might have had the best set of the night, in my opinion. If not the second best set of the night. Julian Edelman, wide receiver for the Patriots, got up there for a little bit. He was all right. Randy Moss got up there. Look, man, Randy Moss is a good football player. Mm-hmm. He's kind of a lame-o.
Really?
Kind of a lame-o. He just wasn't built for this stuff. He tried. He looked extremely nervous. He even copped to being nervous. But, the comedians write the jokes for the non-comedians.
Okay.
With their input.
So all they got to do is execute and deliver.
But it's not as easy as just reading, and we saw that last night. I mean, it could get a little bit difficult for those guys if they don't know nothing about timing or inflection or really anything that has to do with anything funny.
Right.
I mean, if your job for the last 20, 30 years has been run that way fast, maybe telling jokes isn't going to be where you really hit a home run. Some of the guys are capable, though. Some of them are capable. Gronk got up there. Gronk normally is a funny guy. He's a little too hammered to be funny last night. I mean, he was, if there's a saying, 3 sheets to the wind, he was triple that.
Yeah.
I believe that's a 9. Jeff Ross, the king of roasters, he was out there.
Brutal.
Man, Jeff Ross's entrance, even if you don't watch the set, Jeff Ross comes out on a chariot wearing an O.J. Simpson jersey covered in blood.
What?
Jeff Ross, out of his mind.
No, boy.
Out of his mind. He also had the best moment of the night. You want to talk about live programming?
Okay, let's talk about it.
He had the best moment of the night. Also stepping up to the mic, Kim Kardashian. Not really sure why. Are Kim and Tom friends?
Friends?
Well, there was a rumor they were dating. It wasn't true.
Marks.
They both denied it.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't even know they existed in the same universe. I didn't really understand what she was doing there.
I mean, she's a billionaire, man. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Watch your mouth, man. You know what I mean?
Boston-based comedian Sam Jay got up there. She was very funny. Tony Hinchcliffe. I don't know if you know Tony Hinchcliffe. He's a comedian. He also has a podcast, Kill Tony.
Hilarious.
Hilarious.
You
and
know what I'm saying?
He had the best set, if not the second best set of the night. Him and Nikki Glazer, 1A, 1B.
Off the path, off the rails real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Stumbled across Kill Tony because of a dude named David Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just started watching anything with his clip.
Tremendous podcast.
And his delivery is it's not over the top. It's just biting when he gets you. Oh, man. Hilarious dude.
His set is worth watching from the roast.
Okay.
I mean, the whole roast is worth watching, but it's 3 hours, so I would temper your expectations a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe fast forward to the good sets.
Yeah, I see Randy Moss. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to do anything but watch the roast for Randy Moss.
You had Andrew Schultz up there. You know Andrew?
Okay.
Very funny dude.
Why are you burying the lead, man?
Well, he was up later.
Schultz wasn't funny?
He was up later. You know what? He was okay. He was pretty good. I like Andrew Schultz a lot as a comedian.
Oh, he's built for roast, I thought.
I actually think I've seen him funnier.
Okay.
But he wasn't not funny. He was pretty funny. But I would put him like 4th or 5th on the list.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura, 2 guys that I love.
Oh, this was
not great.
What?
Listen, first of all, those 2 guys are stand-ups. Tom Segura just did 2 nights here recently. Bert Kreischer came last year. I saw it. I was there.
Wow.
Very funny stand-ups, but they had him as a podcast. They had him as the 2 Bears, 1 Cave podcast.
Okay.
And so they did like it wasn't a PowerPoint presentation, but it was pretty close.
Okay.
And it was supposed to be funny, and it was at times.
But it wasn't.
But they're funnier than what that was. And I think they were just trying to fit into the 2 Bears, 1 Cave thing.
Okay.
Instead of just doing a set. Like, Bert barely spoke.
This is surprising.
Yeah. Let's see. Who else was there? Oh, a couple of surprise people showed up. Bill Belichick wasn't sitting on the dais or in the crowd, comes out from backstage.
That's great.
The funniest non-comedian set of the night, Bill
That's
Belichick.
Great.
We'll have some highlights. Robert Kraft ended up coming up and speaking.
Oh, boy.
It was...
Did we have security to keep these guys apart?
They should have.
Huh?
They ended up taking a shot together. This is how smart Kevin Hart is, by the way. Kevin Hart's up on stage. They were joking about Robert Kraft. They asked Kraft to come up there. And while he's up there, Kevin Hart knows it's a live broadcast. So if you put someone on the spot, they're kind of forced to do whatever you want them to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so he goes, right now, Coach Belichick, Robert Kraft, let's all do a shot together. He calls them both up to the mic together.
People started cheering.
And then Kevin Hart, really smart dude, puts his face right there in the middle. So now every story about Kraft and Belichick's got Kevin Hart's smiling face right there in the middle.
Absolutely.
Smart dude. That's chess, not checkers. Also coming out from behind the stage, Peyton Manning, who had one of the best non-comedian sets of the night. We'll have some examples there.
He understands that timing.
Yes.
That's what makes him funny.
But I also don't think he's a funny person. I think he has people who are funny doing the work for him.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck made an appearance. It was a terrible set. Terrible set. And he's a funny guy, I think. I've seen him be funny before.
Never heard that before.
Yeah, I've seen him be funny before, and he's an actor, so he's good at he's good at reading script and stuff like that.
Nah,
it was not a good set.
Okay.
It was not a good set.
In other unsurprising news, Ben Affleck was not funny.
But first things first, I want to start off with maybe the realest moment of the night. And ladies and gentlemen, I need you to hold on to your hats. There is a dirty word here. We've bleeped it. Just be careful. Don't hurt yourself. Words hurt. Here's Jeff Ross going a little bit too far and being chastised by Tom Brady on live TV in front of millions.
So Tom became a Patriot, moved up to New England, and on the first day of training camp, that scrawny rookie famously walked into the owner, Robert Kraft's office and said, "I'm the best decision your organization has ever made."
That's a true story.
Would you like a massage? I love Robert Kraft. I love
that again.
Okay. He's having fun. Look at him.
So basically what you're hearing there is Ross telling the joke, and then he feels how uncomfortable it is on the dais. None of the football players who played for the Patriots, and there were a ton of them on the dais.
So?
None of them were reacting.
So
I think Ross starts to freak out a little bit. He's like, look at him. He's having fun. Brady gets up out of his seat, leans over, cups his mouth so the TV cameras can't see it.
Yeah.
But this dummy, this idiot,
who are we talking about?
Brady,
geez,
doesn't realize there are 85 microphones on him and Jeff Ross. And he curses the dude out into his ear. Like, you look like a jerk, Tom. It's your roast. Can't tell jokes at your roast? Unbelievable.
Well, you can't joke on the Illuminati like that.
Can't do it.
Huh? Holy smokes.
You remember when Robert Kraft broke the law down in South Florida?
I?
This dude,
the criminal.
This is the thing that I hate the most, because it was a perfect example of a guy with a lot of money shutting a case down. He was on camera soliciting in a massage parlor. The act was done. He paid the money, but then magically the videotape was inadmissible.
Hey, Tom Brady on line one. You better calm down, man. You're talking about it too much.
Here's what I'm saying. You ready?
Yeah.
We live in 2024.
That's what we do.
Is there a tape in the world with that kind of content on it that doesn't get leaked? You're telling me Robert Kraft in the massage parlor doing the deed doesn't get leaked? This one didn't? That's billionaire status right there.
Well, I'd make sure that everybody that has knowledge of the case is still walking Earth.
It's billionaire status. That's why it's so hateable. Yeah. Because it's one thing if, like, he had a moment of weakness and he went to some purveyor down in South Florida and got some business done before the AFC Championship game.
Sounds very descriptive right there, man.
Probably wouldn't even be the first time it happened, I'm assuming. Okay. Speculating even.
Oh, it's a speculation. Okay.
Yeah, it's allegedly.
Okay.
But then once you cover it up, destroy the videotape, and clearly make it so that no one even considers uttering a word or leaking it to the media, you lose my sympathy. Now you're a jerk.
Sounds like you're Team Giselle all of a sudden, man. The way that you just went at Brady. All right.
Lots of people went at Giselle last night. It was uncomfortable a little bit too. A little bit as well.
Well, man, don't have a roast then, man. You had to know. You ain't a dummy.
Oh, he knew.
Oh, and you called him a dummy. He's not a dummy.
I did call him a dummy. He didn't seem comfortable, but he didn't seem like it bothered him too much. Really, the Kraft stuff, it seemed like the only thing that really bothered him.
Well, you know what, Robbie? Let me stop, because maybe one day I'll meet him and he'll want to write me into the will.
Maybe you'll need the help. But Bill Belichick, for me, was the highlight of the non-comedians. You want to hear some of the Bill Belichick stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Ron Burgundy, the only member of the media I respect.
I'm sorry. Ron Burgundy was another of the celebrity guest appearances out of nowhere. Will Ferrell comes out in the Ron Burgundy getup and does a whole thing. It was very funny. Sorry, you didn't have that context.
Ron Burgundy, the only member of the media I respect.
All right, not bad. Remember, this is Bill Belichick. Don't expect Chris Rock out here.
It's great. It's great.
Okay.
You know, the fellas invited me up here to lighten up the mood a little bit tonight.
That's not bad.
A lot of mean things being said about Tom tonight. Wonder why they invited me. Really, Tom, why are all these people so hard on you? Do you miss me? A lot of people connected me with a saying called "do your job" and telling people to do their job. And Gronk, I've been watching you on Fox NFL Sunday, and I'm begging you, please, stop doing your job.
These are good jokes.
That's great.
Everyone was taking it in stride, too. It was great.
That's great.
Anyway, so Tom Brady gets up on stage, a little return serve at the end, right?
And now, for the real reason y'all here, Coach Bill Belichick. I've been out of the game for a minute, so I'm curious. How many Super Bowl rings have you won since I left?
Hey, yo.
Maybe it's not just the guy on the sideline. When I go to the Indy 500, I don't ask the winning driver, hey, who gassed up your car?
This is tame stuff, by the way.
Is it?
Tame stuff. The reality is, also, by the time Tom Brady got up, he was
8 hours in.
Hammered.
Oh, he was?
Hammered. And he even mentioned it afterwards. He's like, I drank way too much tequila to do this. That is one interesting part to the roast, by the way. You see all these guys who aren't used to doing this kind of stuff. Like, it's not like Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, Bill Belichick. It's not like they've never spoken to huge crowds before.
Right.
They have. They played on the biggest stage. But now you're doing something you're not comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're doing something you're not used to.
And you might not have the skill set.
No, you don't. You don't. Even the funny guys on that stage, Rob Gronkowski, Julian Edelman is normally a pretty funny dude, has a great sense of humor, it seems.
Yeah.
You know, it's about to, like, you say something, the crowd claps, but these guys have such little confidence in the line, they try to bulldoze through the clapping.
Yeah.
You watch a comedian do it, like Andrew Schultz did this great, Jeff Ross, you let the crowd settle into the joke. They clap, you give them a second, they come down, you continue. And so I think some of these guys need to get the hang of it, and some of them just couldn't get the hang of it. We'll come back with some more examples. It's the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. Did you watch the Tom Brady roast? Who'd you like? Who'd you hate? What joke was your favorite? Kind of curious where you're at on it. We'll be back in a few minutes right here. It's ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Sunshine to start the day today as temperatures soar back up to near 90 degrees this afternoon. Keep an eye to the sky, though, for a few more isolated to widely scattered showers, especially near and west of I-95 this afternoon. From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Corey Sima.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Save thousands on hundreds of Mother's Day gift ideas. Now at Beard's Diamonds.
We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjax.com.
Some say JTA is rolling the dice on a project to shuttle you around in an autonomous vehicle.
If it works, it'll be a great success.
But behind the fancy renderings, we uncovered big warning signs in this risky game.
I think this project is frankly a nightmare.
I'm Action News Jack's Emily Turner, exposing missed deadlines and overspending, putting millions of your tax dollars in jeopardy.
We raise taxes on people in Jacksonville for this thing.
Today at 5:45 on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
Mother's Day is right around the corner. This year, give your mother a gift that keeps on giving. How about a zero-resified kitchen? There's nothing my wife loves more than having Zero-Res do a deep clean on the kitchen, tile, and grout. She also loves the look and feel of the granite countertops after Zero-Res cleans and seals them. They really pop. Right now, Zero-Res is offering $50 off tile and grout cleaning and $50 off granite countertops cleaned and sealed. Zero-Res spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zerorez. Zero-Res.
Why Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned? I'll tell you why. Over 600 vehicles in stock, one location. That's over 275 SUVs, over 200 cars, over 110 pickups. Arlington Pre-Owned even has 125 vehicles under $18,000. Plus, now you get 60 days to love your purchase or exchange it. And Arlington's Credit for Everyone program. Oh, and did I mention the Summer Starts Here sales event is going on right now, even on used. Shop 10939 Atlantic Boulevard or arlingtontoyota.com.
Bueller Air Conditioning presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, a corporate management manager from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Les Blankston.
Hi, Bob.
That is a remarkably beige suit there, Les. Tell us, why are you on the show?
Well, I just replaced my old air conditioner with a new one from Bueller, and I'm just so comfortable these days. I wondered, am I cool now?
Let's find out, Les. Go ahead and spin the wheel.
That's right, Les. By upgrading your old AC to a more energy-efficient model from Bueller Air Conditioning, you'll save money, save energy, and proudly show your family that you are cool.
Ooh, do you think I should get a mohawk?
Pace yourself, Les.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Advisory services through Talon Private Wealth and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. Florida license D056341.
On Guarding Your Nest Egg Radio, Mike Lester, founder of Talon Wealth, focuses on a key question many share. Do I have enough to retire?
For starters, we'll do the math for you. But to me, it's really more about lifestyle. I want to find out what's important to you. I want to find out what your expenses are. And then I'm going to give you a realistic expectation moving forward of how your money needs to be invested to accomplish your goals in retirement.
Get to know Mike at guardingyournestegg.com. And we're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go. Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey guys, we're the Twin Peaks Girls. We just love guys that listen to the Young and Norvell Show. Weekdays, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on ESPN 690.
Welcome back to the Aaron Schachter Show, 904-362-9901. Going over the Tom Brady roast. If you watched it, give us a call. Let me know who you loved, what jokes you loved. Some more jokes that I thought were pretty funny. You had Drew Bledsoe kick off the roast. He goes, people assume I have animosity towards Tom, and they're right. I hate that dude. Talking about Brady taking his job. What about Kevin Hart? Oh, no, I'm sorry, Nikki Glazer, one of the funny jokes she told. She goes, Tom also lost $30 million in that crypto scam. Tom, how'd you fall for that? I mean, even Gronk was like, no, that's not real money. Gronk got murdered last night multiple times on stage. People really going after him for being a caveman. Very funny stuff. Very funny stuff. I hear Kilkenny's on the phone, Brian. Can you pull Kilkenny up? Welcome to the Aaron Schachter Show, Daniel.
Good afternoon, guys.
How's it going, man? I saw you the other day in our YouTube chat talking to yourself. I felt bad. You know, back in the day, we had a bunch of people in the chat, and I would sit here as the co-host and go through and just talk to you guys all show. It was almost like a second show during the show. But now that I'm here in this seat and there's no one else in this room with me on this side, Brian's busy producing on the other side, it's hard for me to focus on it. I would have talked back to you, but we're starting over again, right? So we have less followers on the channel than maybe the old channel had. So unfortunately, you got to run the whole thing for us, if you don't mind, Dan.
Yeah, I've been trying to spread the word, actually.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Maybe unofficially mention, in some other chats.
Well, you are our marketing team. As far as I'm concerned, you are now the VP of marketing for the Aaron Schachter Show.
I'll take it.
What's going on?
Hey, y'all were talking about the face of the franchise.
Yes, sir.
Texans, T.J. Watt.
Good, J.J. Watt, but good point.
I always get, they all get confused.
And so much so, by the way, Daniel, that he's talking about possibly coming back if they need him.
Right, exactly. Which, they've got enough, man.
I was going to say I'd welcome it. Please, keep some of those young guys off the field.
Yeah, if he came back, does he still have to wear the brace? Because
it's part of the gimmick.
I think that was more of a weapon than anything. You know, it's just craziness.
Sure.
But all right, well, y'all get back to informing me about the roast, and we'll talk to y'all later.
Appreciate it, Daniel. Thank you.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead, hit me.
If your quarterback's not the face of the franchise, what's the likelihood that you are a Super Bowl contender? Not win your division.
I understand.
A Super Bowl contender.
It doesn't seem very likely, does it? Not in today's NFL. Because you used to be able to do something like that. Like Trent Dilfer was not the face of that Ravens franchise in 2000, 2001 that went to the Super Bowl against the Giants. But I don't think you can do that anymore. All right, look at the teams that make it now. They've all got the face of the franchise under center. Anyway. Can I get back to the roast? I'm having too much fun talking about it.
Get back to the roast, my boy.
We've talked about, did we get to Kim Kardashian's set yet?
No, we have not.
I played you Belichick's. So Kim Kardashian, like I said, she's in the crowd. I really didn't understand why. She wasn't even on the dais. She was just sitting in the audience on the floor. And so they show the camera on her once or twice. Kevin Hart walks by her, and then they call her up to the stage. I was like, all right, maybe they need to play to the Kardashian fans out there. Maybe it's not just about football fans for this one. But interestingly enough, she gets up to the stage. And what if I told you the Forum, whoever is the sponsor of it now, I forget what company is now the sponsor. What if I told you the Forum booed loudly? It was uncomfortable. Listen to this. Listen.
I know a lot of people make fun of your height.
It was to the point, you'll hear in a second, Kevin Hart and Tom Brady start telling everyone to stop. Hold on. Let's play it again.
I know a lot of people make fun of your height.
I think they were expecting her to push through it.
Yeah.
But if you watch the video, you have Netflix, you can see it for yourself. She kind of is stunned by the reaction.
Really?
I think she's trying to figure it out.
Maybe. Yeah. You know,
You're not stunned?
Stunned, no. Maybe
Why'd she get booed?
Maybe a bit confused, but stunned.
Yeah.
No,
I literally had to Google, why did Kim Kardashian get booed last night?
But it'd be like, why is she here, right? And then it's groupthink after you get about 5 seconds of booing because somebody has beef with her. But then other people are just like, yeah, why is she here? Boo!
Boo!
What she should have done is to Roger Goodell. Now, granted, Roger has information that the fans who are booing him at the NFL draft every year,
yeah,
he has information that they want to hear. So eventually they're going to quiet down. But
they would have quieted down for Kim Kardashian. It's not like they're protesting Gaza and Israel.
Well, hold on, play it one more time.
They're mad at Kim Kardashian.
Play it one more time.
I know a lot of people make fun of your height.
That was sustained, and I think it was increasing as people got their second win.
That was the other thing that was interesting, too, because you had the floor seats where all the celebrities were.
Okay.
And it was slightly mic'd down there. Like, you could hear the floor applauding more so than the rest of the Forum.
Uh-huh.
But it's a 20,000-person arena or something close to that.
Yeah.
You're not drowning out the boos.
The majority spoke.
Of 20,000 people. But she goes on. She did her set. She tried to power through
Let's
it.
hear it.
It was awful and horrible. I'll play you some. Very robotic, because she's not a comedian. But here's the thing that kind of annoys me. At least some of these athletes go, oh, I've had these jokes written for me. I'm going to go ahead and learn them.
That's the thing.
I'm going to go ahead and practice them.
That's the thing.
I'm going to find out where the emphasis is. I'm going to find out how to do this joke funny.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to work with the other comedian writers and perfect this set. We're going to do reps.
Yeah.
I feel like Kardashian goes, yeah, I'll do the roast. What time should I show up?
Where's my check at?
Speaking of Tom and I dating, I know there were some rumors.
Nobody was speaking about Tom and her dating. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Here.
And I'd never say. There were some rumors that we were, and I'd never say if we did or not. I just released the tape.
That's a funny joke.
Okay.
A little Ray J callback.
Ray J somewhere said, okay.
Good for you.
All right.
Good for you making a positive career decision right there, Brian. I'm very proud of you.
But I do know it would never work out. An ex-athlete, high cheekbones, silky hair.
What are they screaming out? What are they screaming? I hate hecklers so much outside of a sports setting.
It's probably funny, though.
Hate it.
I can't make what they're
I don't think that's funny at all. I think there's a 0% chance
what they're saying.
whatever that dude was saying is funny. Heckling. Stop it.
Wow, passionate about
I'm
it.
just saying we're here to hear the performance. Woo! I got close. We're here to hear the performance.
Yeah, you are.
We didn't come to hear you, Bob, in Section 202. I mean, I didn't come to hear Kim Kardashian either.
Sounds like you did.
You remind me too much of my stepdad now.
Little trans joke. She said high cheekbones and good skin and stuff.
Talk about career decisions.
It's her dad. She's allowed to do it.
Part of me thinks you would want to undress me just to try on my clothes. Honestly, it's hard for me to watch people roast you, but I think enough of my family members have helped defend former football players.
Second OJ joke of the night.
Okay, all right.
Not bad, right?
All right. Yeah, I mean, she's in there.
Drunk Tom Brady with the return serve.
Kim Kardashian, thank you so much for being here.
Doesn't he sound hammered?
Oh, he's going to deliver this line, though. I know this much.
He got Kim Kardashian.
My filter is gone.
Kim Kardashian, thank you so much for being here. I know Kim was
I know Kim was terrified.
Kardashian, thank you so much for being here. I know Kim was terrified to be here tonight. Not because of this, but because her kids are home with their dad.
That's a big one. That's a good joke. Not great. I don't think Tom wrote the joke.
Kind of energy.
But that made me laugh. Sitting there on my couch, 2 a.m. in the morning after 7 hours of Tom Brady roast.
But Tom, listen, I know Tom is high up in the power structure. He better watch it with Kanye. You better watch it with Kanye.
Okay.
You stop playing with him.
All right.
That was funny.
So another guest appearance. We had mentioned Peyton Manning showed up.
That's right.
And you thought Peyton Manning would be the man. He's a funny dude.
Well, he learns the jokes. He's that kind of guy that you're talking about.
He did a great performance. One of the only clean performances. One of the only.
I still love his ESPYs performance from a handful of years back. One of the best opening monologues of the ESPYs
Then
ever.
you're going to love this.
Okay.
Because he lit him up. Some good jokes here.
It is great to be here with a bunch of people sitting around talking smack about Tom Brady, or as we call that in the Manning family, Thanksgiving. One thing that Tom and I definitely have in common, though, is our love of the game of golf. And listen, not to brag, we're both pretty good players. My handicap is a 6.4, while Tom's handicap is blowing leads in the Super Bowl to my brother Eli. The last time Tom Brady had to wait this long to get on stage, it was the 2000 NFL Draft.
Not bad. Peyton Manning lighting him up. Tom Brady returning serve.
Oh, boy.
With one of the funniest non-comedian jokes I thought of the whole night.
Okay.
It's not the first joke. I'll tell you when it's coming, though.
Okay.
Peyton, I know sometimes you live in Denver and sometimes you live in Louisiana, but you'll always live in my shadow.
Thoughts?
That's
not
not
bad.
the joke.
That's not the joke, but it's not bad.
Nah, that feels very like passive-aggressive. Yeah, I'm joking. Yeah, I'm a little drunk, but I mean all of it.
But you're still my son.
I mean all of it.
Yeah, here's the joke I loved.
Here we go.
When I heard there was a slow white Bronco heading down the 405 to come here tonight, I thought we might actually see a real football legend.
Now,
to this day.
I was a little bit shocked that he went with football legend as opposed to, I thought maybe OJ was coming back from the dead or something like that.
Yeah, they probably had a couple of different
Right.
endings for that, and they went with that one.
But
yeah.
honestly, all you needed was slow white Bronco, and you had what you needed.
Oh, that's great.
You had what you needed. Great comebacks from Tom Brady.
That's amazing.
So like I was saying, Robert Kraft actually ends up coming up to the podium.
Oh, boy.
Not for a full set. It was just a real quickie, a couple of jokes that were written for him. But he ends it by looking at the camera with a message for Vladimir Putin. You know the history between him and Vladimir Putin, right?
I do not.
Basically, Robert Kraft went to Russia on like a business trip with a fellow businessman, and they met with Vladimir Putin years ago. Listen to this story.
Anyone that has a privilege of having one understands
Talking about a Super Bowl ring.
Why the ring is the thing. I keep them in a drawer where I have my cufflinks. They're all in a drawer except for my third one. The original is in Russia with the president of the country. I happened to be there on a business mission with my friend Sandy Weil. We had just given out our rings. I showed Sandy my ring and he said, "Why don't you show it to the president?" And I showed it to him and he put it on and he sort of enjoyed it, so he kept it on.
He housed the ring. Just took it.
This is a real story? Is this
Real story.
What is this?
It really happened. Years ago, Vladimir Putin sunned Robert Kraft.
To this day!
In Russia. He's like, "Oh, this is very nice. Thank you." Walked away.
That is a hustle. Like, oh, this is a gift now.
Couple of thoughts here. Number one, that's a real G right there. Vladimir Putin. Now, that being said, Vladimir Putin, when you're the president of the country or the leader of the country, dictator, president, whatever you want to call the dude, you probably have a bit of an ego about you. You're not scared of Robert Kraft.
Plus, go ahead.
I was going to say, he's puffing his chest out all the time, riding around on horses without a shirt on. I don't think he's scared about what happens next. What's Robert Kraft going to do? He's calling the police? Who's going to check Vladimir Putin?
Kremlin.
So Putin walks off with the ring.
Yeah, he did.
And then Robert Kraft tells his story on national TV to NFL Films.
You trying to pressure him? What
I'm
you
just
trying
sitting
to
there
do?
going, I don't think he understands this is an embarrassing story. I think he thinks this is like a fun little anecdote. Hey, remember the time where I got pantsed by the Russian dictator?
I don't know. I feel like he was trying to pressure him. Like, you know how you leak stuff to the media? This isn't like leaking. This is more so like I'm trying to speed through the media.
Yeah, the only leaking that was happening was from Robert Kraft during the exchange.
I know you better let me play in St. Petersburg when we move to NFL out here to do one of those, cross the water games.
Yep.
You better let me play out here in Russia now. You got my ring out here.
So Robert Kraft looks right down the barrel of the camera at the roast and just goes, "Give me my bleeping ring back, will ya?" to Putin. He goes, "I got a message for Putin." And I'm sitting here going, why? Why are you reminding people? Why are you reminding people that this dude lifted this from you with no effort? No effort. Taxed. Just looked you in the face and said, "This is mine now." He's very much Malkovich. And I will splash the chips whenever the bleep I want. I will take the Super Bowl ring whenever the bleep I want.
Okay. It's not a bad impersonation.
It's his now. It's his. Game over.
He's the captain now, right?
He's the captain now, yes.
That Super Bowl team. I tell you what, though, what would be G now is if he went on IG, the Kremlin social media IG.
Oh, Putin.
Yeah, with the one ring, like putting it like, posing with it.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to say anything. It doesn't have to be in the caption. It could just be like one of these felt cute, might delete later posts. Just sipping on a Mai Tai or a mimosa with the pinky up.
Might delete later.
Yeah, man. Robert Kraft. God, do I hate the guy because he's a Patriots owner?
Well, he sounded like a villain in that audio clip you played me. He sounded like the villain.
He is the villain.
I didn't know he got punked out by a bigger villain, allegedly. Alleged
Sitting
villain.
here burying criminal cases against him, and no one's allowed to talk about it at the roast. Relax, Tom.
Someone was like, "Why you ain't have that energy with Vladimir?"
Exactly.
Huh?
Exactly.
You picking on a little massage owner.
How dare they?
That videotapes everything.
Well, the police videotaped it, apparently.
Oh, wow.
Apparently it was
Really?
illegally videotaped. They threw all the cases out. Magically. Could you imagine? What a coinky dink, Brian.
I wonder who retired based off of that.
The
Who
prosecutors.
retired? Yeah.
The DA.
You ever seen Trading Places?
Yes.
The very end?
Yes.
That's what I imagine the prosecutors are right now. Just somebody on a yacht, somebody on the beach, holding up champagne, Kraft money with some cheese, with some Kraft cheese. Charcuterie board. How do you say
That was
charcuterie?
pretty close. That was pretty close. No,
Whatever.
I like where you were at with it.
Yeah, okay, I'll stop.
That was pretty good. Sierra and Schachter Show. Last chance to get in after the break, 904-362-9901. Back on ESPN 690 app.
Hi, everyone. Terry Norvell here, along with Patrick Young from The Young and Norvell Show.
Our show is going great, and we are looking to grow the show with some new advertising partners.
If you're a business owner looking to market your product or service to a male, high-income, and college-educated audience, we are the show for you.
Just reach out for more information with a call or a text to 904-305-7526.
That's right. I'll get in touch with you, and we'll put together a budget-friendly marketing plan on our show exclusively for your business. Call or text me, Terry Norvell. That number again, 904-305-7526, and let's get you on our team.
Rich Jones here. Investing can be more about just filling a bank account. It's about having a secure retirement, protecting your family. Let DLP Capital help you to protect your why. Here's CEO and founder Don Wenner.
I started DLP Capital with an expectation that I could provide my family, my investors, my team members, and the families of my investors with awesome returns, limited volatility, and no losses, all while providing desperately needed affordable housing to the American workforce.
To get your investor's guide and learn more, dial *invest on your cell phone or visit highyieldreturns.net.
Get relief with a needle, not a knife. No surgery, steroids, drugs. You don't need that. You just need QC Kinetics. The future of medicine is here with QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in the most exciting revolution in pain management we've seen in decades, regenerative medicine. If you're tired of achy joints, if your joint pain is keeping you from doing what you love, especially as the weather gets better and better here in Northeast Florida, you need to call QC Kinetics now, 904-274-5522, and get a free consultation with QC Kinetics. Regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics is transforming lives with innovative treatments that deliver lasting results. We're talking natural biologics, using your body's own power to repair and restore damaged tissue. QC Kinetics is under the leadership of National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkupp. Dr. Scheinkupp is a pioneer in this field with 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing. He wants to get you relief now. Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522.
Does your sweet fur baby have a birthday or gotcha day coming up? Forever Vet's Central location offers birthday parties to make your fur baby feel extra special on their big day. All you have to do is invite up to 8 of their friends, and we'll do the rest. Forever Vets provides cake and pup cups, as well as everything else to make this 2 hours a real party. Party hats, bubble play, a photo booth, and of course, access to our heart-shaped pool. We also have 2 Forever Vets trained handlers there to make sure everyone is having safe fun. Visit forevervets.com today to see all our package options.
Snyderman, can you move things in your mind?
Nope.
Did you read our minds?
I got nothing. Were you thinking of nothing?
No. So, what makes you a superhero?
I can tell if you should repair or replace your air conditioning system.
If it's time to replace your air conditioning unit, Snyder can help. Get 0% interest if you pay in full within 60 months. Visit SnyderAC.com and get the details in a flash.
Flash? I think you mean Snyderman.
CAC 1813307.
Do you know a child who is deaf, hard of hearing, blind, or visually impaired? The Florida School for the Deaf and Blind in St. Augustine is a fully accredited, tuition-free state public school that gives children an edge for a lifetime of success. FSDB is nationally recognized for its educational services designed for students' unique communication and accessibility needs. Eligible pre-K and kindergarten through 12th grade students benefit from small class sizes, advanced technology, and various recreation, extracurricular, and performing arts activities. Transportation and boarding services are free to any eligible deaf or blind student, kindergarten through high school, no matter where the student lives in Florida. My name is Trent Ferguson, and I'm a proud graduate of this wonderful school. This place changes lives. To learn more information or to apply for enrollment, call 800-344-3737 or log on to www.fsdbk12.org.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
If you're a man over 40, feeling like you're falling off in your workouts, career, maybe even in the bedroom, it could be lower testosterone, but you can do something about it. Men across America have beaten the slump thanks to Nugenix Total T. Let's hear from some Nugenix callers. This is Ron from Dallas.
Unlike other supplements that might lead to jitters or crashes, Nugenix provides a steady increase in energy. I've experienced consistent energy levels throughout my workouts, helping me maintain the intensity from start to finish.
Frank from Chicago, you're on on air.
It works, and it does everything everyone else is saying. I'm in my mid-40s. Sex drive improved, more energy, and I feel stronger.
Don't wait. Text ACTIVE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone-boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text ACTIVE to 321-321. That's ACTIVE to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey guys, we're the Twin Peaks Girls. Come have lunch with us every Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and listen to the Young and Norvell Show on ESPN 690.
Welcome back. Final segment of the Aaron Schachter Show, ESPN 690. Mac Jones, he was taking some strays last night. Really just one from Kevin Hart. It was actually, if you really think about it, the joke was a Giselle joke. But poor Mac Jones taking strays. He's like, what? I'm not even in that place anymore. Just sitting at home in Jacksonville having to watch this. Kevin Hart talking to Tom Brady. Talking about Bill Belichick. He's like, the world knows you left him high and dry. You left him. You went to Tampa and you won a championship. And you left Bill Belichick with Mac Jones. You blanked your coach. But that's what you got to do to maintain your happiness. It's like, oh, easy. Mac Jones was a high draft pick. No one thought when they picked up Mac Jones that this was like screwing Belichick. Everyone was in favor. Little revisionist history there.
Exactly.
So many good jokes. Definitely worth the watch, but 3 hours, Brian, is a bit long.
It is long.
You basically got almost all you needed from me here. There are some funnier jokes I cannot play, obviously. Nikki Glazer's set, tremendous. Tony Hinchcliffe's set, tremendous. Bill Belichick did a great job. Drew Bledsoe did a really good job. Ron Burgundy was all right. I expected a little more. Gronk I was a little disappointed in. Super hammered. Very dirty set from Gronk.
Gronk, okay.
I mean, and Kevin Hart was making some of the jokes that kind of led to Gronk doing an extremely dirty set. But you can tell when Gronk veered off the script. No, because he was put together. He was making jokes, set up, punchline, ha, ha, ha. But then it got to the point where you saw his mind wander a little bit, and he started to get, like, hyper dirty. Like, I've got nothing funny to say, so I'm just going to try and get as dirty as possible.
Producers and directors in the control room are like, what is this? What are we doing here? Someone get in his ear.
Well, especially because there's a teleprompter. And like anyone who's ever worked the prompter knows you got to try and keep up with your guy.
Oh, that must have been terrible.
And so a few times during the live action, you hear Kevin Hart or someone go, no, go back up. I'm not there yet. Because Kevin Hart would wander off on a tangent. And it'd be funny because he's a comedian. He could do that. But then the prompter guy would be like, where's this joke? And start scrolling.
Yeah. It's not like news where you kind of know when someone is ad-libbing.
Yes.
It's just like, oh, they just decided to do their own thing, so let me scroll up to the next thing. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So you may appreciate that as you watch. I know your former history, you were close to that kind of stuff. But definitely worth the watch. Maybe
Look at Aaron's starting to roast already.
I'm just saying, you worked downstairs. You had a relationship down there with the teleprompter a little bit, didn't you?
I don't know. A relationship with it, man.
Maybe a brief? Maybe not.
No, it wasn't brief.
I don't know all your business, man. I'm not trying to say I do. Get mad at me.
Promise? Okay. Yeah,
Get mad at me.
I'm not mad at you, man.
Oh, we want to start. We'll start right now. I don't know what we'll start. We've only got a minute and a half left, but
to this day.
Yeah, I have to make sure to watch
with
that.
The teleprompter.
I have to make sure to watch that. This is great. That was great stuff, man.
But those two sets, obviously, I can't because they were so dirty, but so funny. Nikki Glazer, specifically. I had high hopes for her. I've seen her perform multiple times in person, and she is just one of the funniest ladies out there. So good. So funny.
Aaron, would you ever be up for a roast? You don't think Cox Media would ever allow a roast of one of their personalities? Would you be up for one?
Listen, you don't know. You work over at the news talk station as well as over here. I used to work over there, too.
Yeah, you did. Work?
Yeah.
I mean, more than that.
Well, I ran the place for a little bit.
There you go. But talk your talk, man.
But back in the day when I worked there, anytime anyone would leave, and as you know, there's high turnover in news. People come, people go fairly frequently.
Yeah.
We would throw them a roast at my house. But it was really just an excuse for me to, like, edit video. So I'd set up a 3-camera shoot, and I'd link up with one of the other anchors. We would host the thing. We'd have sound effects. We'd have everything. And then we would do a roast for the staff for whoever was leaving.
Oh. No.
I still have a couple of those videos. Might be worth a watch or a listen to.
Hey, man, please, if you find them, man, bring them. I got to tell you, man, I hear about your early time here. Before I got here, my first go around, you know what I mean? All that time, back to 2008 or whatever, when you started talking about some of the real great things that happened, man. You know what I mean? I missed it all. I missed all the good times out here, man.
There's still great things happening.
No. Compared to what you've told me, story after story after story, man. Amazing stuff.
Look, just imagine in another 35 years, when you're my age, or at least look my age, you'll be telling this to the young people working here also.
Okay.
Be like, back in my day, back before we were all holograms, we used to go to the vending machine, and that'll be like a big story to them. What's a vending machine, Grandpa Brian?
Couldn't get a person to go to Taco Lou with me. Back in my day.
That feels a little real. That's not even a joke.
Hypothetical.
Is it?
I don't know.
Sure about that?
I don't know. Where's your hockey at?
You sure about that?
I'm not sure about anything.
Appreciate you guys for staying with us today, having some fun with the Tom Brady roast. We'll be back again tomorrow from 3 to 5. It's the Aaron Schachter Show. If you missed any of the show, feel free to download the podcast, available where all of your podcasts live. For Brian Middleton, I'm Aaron Schachter. See you guys tomorrow.
Some say JTA is rolling the dice on a project to shuttle you around in an autonomous vehicle.
If it works, it'll be a great success.
But behind the fancy renderings, we uncovered big warning signs in this risky game.
I think this project is frankly a nightmare.
I'm Action News Jack's Emily Turner, exposing missed deadlines and overspending, putting millions of your tax dollars in jeopardy.
We raise taxes on people in Jacksonville for this thing.
Today at 5:45 on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
Jacksonville Cougars. It's me, Soccer Sam, from Salvatore's Pizza. Rochester, New York's favorite pizzeria is now open in Jacksonville, Florida. Tapestry Park at the Loft Hotel Plaza. $10 daily deals, dine-in beer and wine, and delivery. Salvatores.com.
We're dealing at Best Bet St. Augustine, the only card room and sports bar in St. Augustine, Florida. With nonstop action, poker games of all limits, exciting tournaments and table games, and a sports bar showing all the action, Best Bet St. Augustine has you covered. Don't miss our delicious dining options, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and our always popular freshly made sushi. Best Bet St. Augustine is located at 800 Marketplace Drive off exit 311, where I-95 and State Road 207 meet. Learn more at bestbetjax.com.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry and receive a free hair and scalp examination and get 2 weeks of laser treatments for free. Call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Hairforme.com.
Mother's Day is right around the corner. This year, give your mother a gift that keeps on giving. How about a zero-resified kitchen? There's nothing my wife loves more than having Zero-Res do a deep clean on the kitchen, tile, and grout. She also loves the look and feel of the granite countertops after Zero-Res cleans and seals them. They really pop. Right now, Zero-Res is offering $50 off tile and grout cleaning and $50 off granite countertops cleaned and sealed. Zero-Res spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zerorez. Save money while beautifying your home with Renewal by Andersen, specializing in energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Renewal by Andersen's exclusive Fibrix product is chic, tough, easy to maintain, and twice as strong as vinyl. Now through the month of May, buy 2 windows and or patio doors and get the third 60% off. Plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for 1 year. Some restrictions apply. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Go to rbafla.com for complete details. License number CGC 1527613.
If you're experiencing domestic violence, Hubbard House is here for you. Access life-saving, life-changing